that Sharif Cooper hasn't done that I can say he should do to say he's done it all.
He won that championship. That was it.
Everything. He's done everything. He's scored a lot of assists.
The only thing that can cap off his career is becoming Mr. Basketball.
So why is it that when I watch the Wild and Odom, did I feel like he's the best Every time I watch the Wild Odom play, I feel like I'm seeing something special. Like I'm seeing something that I'm not gonna maybe not see again. I said that for a long time. BJ Boston was my favorite high school player in Georgia. I don't get that feeling that I'm seeing something I'll never see again. Oh shit, I'm doing this whole intro and there's no sound. How about that? We got breaking news, man. We're gonna get to it. Bryce in the building. He coming in. But we got something special, man. How's everybody's week going? How's everybody doing? CFO's coming in. Let's get to it. Hey, man, if you haven't gone out to watch the special interview with Kennesaw State that we did, I need y'all to go out and cop that. We really do. We need y'all to come in and support.
Oh, we live already? Ooh.
Are we in it, dog?
So I'm the only one here. So everybody else on PTO.
No, Bryce here. I'm just waiting for him to get back in his chair.
Oh, okay.
I'm letting everybody know, man. We got special news to break today. We got something kind of special to talk about. At least I think it's special. I don't think this is something that happens every day. There you go.
What's the special news?
Hey, we talked about this before, right? And we were talking about the landscape of Georgia basketball and how the landscape was changing and how things could get different. We were so used to having this stockpile of talent in Georgia and everybody having to kind of bow down to us being the mecca of grassroots basketball. And then things started to change a little bit, right? Overtime moved into town.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the first thing to let us know that the grassroots basketball scene, especially around here, was going to change. Overtime could have chosen any location, right? They could have decided to set up shop in LA and went after the California market. It's a strong basketball market in California.
No.
They went to Dallas or Houston.
Houston, yeah.
And LA, I understand they didn't go there. Maybe we could talk about cost of what it would take to buy land and build a facility and all of that in LA or in San Francisco or in the Bay or someplace like that. But Dallas, Houston is going to be comparable to Atlanta.
Yeah, they could have went to New York as well.
Could have went to New York. Talent is definitely there. They could have went to DC. Talent is definitely there. They could have went to Chicago.
So why Atlanta?
We get into it. We get into the crux of the question.
I mean, I feel like, and I don't know, but I feel like they probably thought as a media company that it's an area that they can tap into pretty easily without much pushback.
Now we hitting on something, Bryce. We're hitting on something. There's a bigger issue afloat, and I want to get to it without necessarily getting to it right away. But I want to get to what you hinting at, Bryce. And the crazy thing, we having this conversation live. Like this is not. We didn't plan to have this type of discussion, right? Like you guys are watching it fold out as it's folding out with us. We having this conversation live, but so when I look at that, right, the next event that took place as we kind of piecemeal this conversation together, the next event that took place was um, we started seeing prep schools come in to the state. Well, technically, the prep school started before overtime, but we saw Sierra Canyon come in and get BJ Boston.
Yeah.
We saw what was it, Wasatch come in and get Robbie Armbruster.
Yep.
Yeah, and kids before that probably.
Yeah, way before that, you got to think like Josh Smith went to Oak Hill, out of high school. It's a couple of kids went to Hargrave, left high school early, went to Hargrave. So that's a ongoing thing. Atlanta definitely has been a top talent for prep schools to get. With Georgia, period.
We saw Christian Wright leave Milton early and go to TSF.
Yeah.
I feel like this has been building where we're seeing more and more kids. Not that there weren't any, right? But I think the number of kids that we're seeing now is building, right? Where you got the Kennesaw Mountain kid going to IMG, right? You got the guard that they had at Kennesaw Mountain.
He's an IMG.
He's an IMG.
You like that?
I mean, he's there. They wanted him.
What's his name? I gotta look him up.
We got the kid from Tucker that went to Mount Verde.
Hell yeah. You gotta look at Trevin Wade went to Mount Verde. His senior year.
For sure. So you got things that are changing. I feel like changing the landscape of Georgia basketball, right? I don't want to dive into specifics about the kids or their situation. All I'm saying is that in more ways than one, people are recognizing the talent that is here, and obviously they are offering something that families feel like that they're not getting here. Right? The latest of which is Kanye West.
Yeah.
Kanye is in our backyard. Reports kind of broke early today that that Kanye West was going to be launching or has launched Donda Academy, and that they have been reaching out to top players all across the country about attending Donda Prep or Donda Academy, and playing this season. Right? I got a lot of thoughts on why that would happen, but just
what would happen?
Well, I'll get to that, but I want to report the news first. Right?
Okay.
So first report I saw. I don't know about you guys. First report I saw was about Robert Dillingham in North Carolina.
Correct.
Yeah, that's the first one.
That's the first report I saw.
I saw some. Well, I'm gonna let you go ahead.
Go ahead, B.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
I think we have other confirmed reports about kids here in the state, that have been reached out to, as well, right? And I guess here's what I'll go back to when BJ Boston left for Sierra Canyon and the conversation that we were having on this show, right? Was like, yo, that's Rock Nation Sports. That's, you know what I mean? Like, how could he possibly pass this up? That is California. That's Sierra Canyon. That's a national schedule. Right?
Yeah.
So would I be surprised? Right? I have no idea where Donda Academy is even located. I have no idea what the facilities look like.
Probably look like one of his weird ass houses.
I have no idea about the curriculum.
You think of that's crazy. If you think about how Kanye's houses are, could you imagine playing basketball in a house like Kanye designed?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yes, I could. And if I was
I mean, I could. I'm just saying, like that would be crazy. Anyway,
Very.
go ahead.
But I look at it this way, right? Why would a billionaire, right? That's what Kanye is.
Yeah.
Want to entertain or get involved with grassroots basketball?
Are you asking this, or is that a rhetorical question?
I'm legitimately asking that question. That's the question that I've been tossing around in my head all day, right? Why would a billionaire?
What's the difference between him getting involved in the Migos and any other rap group?
I don't see no difference. So I feel like
There's no
I
difference.
think there is a difference. But
Why?
go ahead. I'll let you go first.
I just feel like if Kanye does this school, I wouldn't be surprised if Migos start their own thing. I wouldn't be surprised they start Team Huncho Prep. I won't be surprised.
What was it about Kanye doing it that would push them, you feel like, to get involved?
Well, he's trying to do a school aspect of it, and I think that's partly because they said, like, you know, his mom was a teacher. I think that side of it is doing something for Kanye, the educational aspect of it. Basketball side of it, I don't know. I have no clue. I don't. Kanye West probably never picked up a basketball day in his life. You know what I mean? Not to really play, but I mean, I don't know. I could be wrong. Maybe he can hoop, but that side of it, I don't see the relationship, the correlation of it. I can see, like, okay, well, I want to open a school. You know, my mom was but maybe the basketball thing is something he's interested in. I don't know. I really don't know. Or maybe they see it as the basketball side helps generate more students for the academic part. I don't know. I don't know.
Both of those could be very true.
I don't know.
My thought was, and the reason why I would say that it would be different than the Migos getting involved. I look at the Migos starting an AAU program as their opportunity just to give back to the community. Purely. No business.
I don't.
You don't? You can argue that, Bryce. I'm with that.
I see the Migos Team Honcho program as another branch of entertainment aside from the music.
Marketing?
No, I mean, that's just the way that I feel like that's just the way they operate. Their basketball program operates like the music industry, just with basketball. So I don't necessarily think it's an opportunity for them to give back. Okay, yeah, maybe they buy shoes and they buy everybody stuff, but I still think it's about, at the end of the day, it's about, for them, it's about developing, or not even developing. It's about getting stars. I don't know.
Yeah. So you saying basically
I could be wrong, but I don't see it like as a situation that it's like we coming to help people. I don't know.
Okay. I mean,
I'm not saying they're not helping people. I'm just saying, like, I see it more as their basketball is more entertainment.
Got you.
And what we talking about when we're talking about grassroots basketball, getting kids to college, getting kids to the next level. Yes, they do have kids in college, but I think it's different than what we are used to seeing as far as grassroots basketball, if that makes sense.
So basically, you saying Team Huncho, basically, they doing stuff for the lights and the cameras and not for the scholarships.
I'm not saying they're not doing it for scholarships, but I'm saying I think part of their business model is entertainment.
I got you.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying that their end goal is not the same as the next person as far as helping kids get to college, but I still think along the way, a lot of it is still based off of flashiness, entertainment, and putting on a show. And I think it's just another branch of what they do on just with basketball. That's just, I mean, could be wrong.
Got you.
I get what you're saying though.
I'm not saying
I think people are going to clip that, and it's going to
help people
sound.
out.
Yeah,
I'm not saying they're like out here like not trying to help kids. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like part of it. I think more than half of what they're trying to do is still based off content.
No, I see where you're coming from.
I get what you're saying. I think people are going to clip that, and that's going to sound worse than how you intended.
Oh, it's going viral.
I think people are going to clip that and try to make it sound worse than what you intended. But I think I understand where you're coming from.
Well, I mean, what is there to clip, though?
Like I feel like they're, instead of listening to the whole thing, they're gonna clip out certain parts, and it's gonna get misconstrued.
Yeah. I think I understand what you're trying to say.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, okay.
It's the life we live.
Yeah.
I do think though, I can't say, right? It doesn't give me that. I guess when I looked at it, trying to look at it from holistically, right, and look at, they doing little kids, you know what I'm saying? They kind of stair stepped it all the way up to their 17U. That's kind of what I looked at when I made that statement of just giving back to the community, like the giveaways and stuff that they do, the Honcho Day, that type of stuff. I kind of grouped all those things in together as far as like, these dudes are trying to take care of the North.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean? I'm not. Yeah, that's true. That's true. I've never even paid attention to much of that stuff, to be honest. But I just see it from the youth and the basketball side.
And they're so far, I think they're so close, but so far away from us because they're in the North, right? Like that's an hour 30 from
nobody going
certain parts of Cobb County, right? But no, that's how I look at it. But not to get detour off and really talk about necessarily the Migos, but I was interested in that or interested in saying why I thought that their involvement would be different than Kanye's involvement.
Okay, so what Kanye's involvement?
Quavo's, ex-athlete, stuff like that. Those guys played. Right?
So what Kanye's involvement?
I think it's business. Right? Like I don't think I don't think people understand. We can say what we want about Kanye, right? And there are various opinions about things that he said in the media, about how he lives his life, who he decided to marry and have a family with, and all. Like everybody has opinion on all of that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But what I don't frequently hear people ever make mention of is Kanye, the astute businessman.
Yeah, he is
very successful.
Very successful. Extremely successful business wise. Maybe more than the music.
Arguably so.
Yeah.
Arguably so. And I don't say that.
Easy Supply brand probably put him to the point where he became the billionaire, not the music so much. So if you look at it from that standpoint, then yes, you probably have a point. And what he is probably trying to do is build his Yeezy brand basketball team.
And I wanna make sure that we call this out because I think it's important to the conversation. Kanye, so astute as a businessman. Jay-Z had a shoe. He had the S. Carters. 50 had a shoe.
Yeah, he did.
Right?
Oh, those G units was tough.
None of them were even
Carters look good.
They were not remotely close to being as successful as the Yeezys.
Should I have mine on today?
With no basketball players, no other rappers repping that brand. It was just Kanye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? No fancy commercials with, any other basketball player. It was not even attached to basketball at all. He created like this whole lifestyle brand, and just based off of his design ability, right, and his marketing genius, and like I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know how the hell he did that because I don't even think it's a great looking shoe. But you can't argue with success and being a great businessman. And he moved it from one brand to another brand and didn't lose.
And he kind of gained traction. Actually, he kind of got better from leaving Nike.
He did.
Who else do we think basketball, entertainment, or wherever? Who else do we think can leave Nike and go to Adidas and grow?
Not many. Nobody.
No, not.
Kevin Garnett might have. Did Kevin Garnett do that? No. A lot of
He's with And1. He started off with And1.
Kobe started off with Adidas and went to Nike. Yeah. Most people start off with Adidas and go to Nike. It's the opposite direction.
I don't even know that a college program could leave Nike and go to Adidas and get bigger.
Better. Yeah.
Could Duke or North Carolina leave Nike and go to Adidas and get bigger?
No.
And I'm calling all these things out for a reason.
Duke could never leave Nike.
Never.
That's a lifetime deal. Couldn't do it. If they went to Adidas, that would change their whole landscape of who Duke basketball is, Duke athletics. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's part of their recruiting is what new kicks that Nike's gonna send them. How many of them they're gonna send that year? What signature line shoes they're gonna send? Kyrie's, Kobe's. No, wouldn't happen.
So I'm gonna get. I don't know. People are like, man, I wish he would get to the damn point. I'm gonna get to the point, right? Because all of this goes together, right? Of why Kanye would be contacting players in Georgia, why multiple prep schools are contacting players in Georgia, why Overtime decided to plant their roots in Georgia, and it's just a theory. I could be wrong. Right? But it's because, to me, that the powers that be will not allow Georgia to do, with all of its talent and all of its great facilities and all the great trainers and coaches that we have here that, to me, are second to none, right? The one area that we lack in is that the rules in the state of Georgia cause the talent to be so spread out that we don't have a DeMatha. We don't have, like, if you look at the top 25 high schools every year, like, we don't have a Mount Verde.
And we could.
Every year, it's anybody's game here because that's how the rules are set up.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
But even if there was a powerhouse school like that, don't you think?
What if there were 10? We could have 10 powerhouse schools.
Yeah, if there were 10, then it would be tougher for those outside forces to come in and lure kids away. But I think it would still happen. Because it's part of the game, and there's always somebody bigger than you, and I think that's what we're seeing now too.
I agree to an extent, right? But
we have some big time programs here with a long list of alumni and huge basketball reputation, but money talks, and sometimes there's still people bigger than you.
How many schools in Georgia play a national schedule, a real national schedule, not a regional? Not we're playing around in the Southeast.
Not many because they can't. They can't. One, they might not be able to compete. Two, they can't.
Yeah, the talent don't have the talent level. The talent level is so spread out.
And then you have to play a certain number of Georgia high school games, so that only leaves you, your holiday tournaments to do your national event.
You got to go play all your region games.
You're limited anyway to what you can do with Georgia high school.
So to me, that those I feel like the transfer conversation has gotten so out of hand now where like I've been talking to parents and kids who are at this point just afraid to even do it.
Do what?
Transfer.
Transfer?
They've seen too many people get caught. Or not, I can't say caught, but they've seen too many people lose something that's precious to them, and that's their ability to play.
But guess what? Here's the thing. When you understand how the basketball situation works, because we've had kids that played in the AAU, AAU in the spring and stuff like that, and had to sit out or whatever.
Yep.
If you understand how basketball works, yeah, they might be able to stop you short term, but they can't stop you long term. You're gonna be able to play somewhere eventually if you really want to.
True.
So if you're a transfer, you just need to transfer the right way.
And another thing, the good ones never get caught or in trouble.
Yeah. You got you got to do it the right way, and
if you're good enough, it's gonna be a way to get it done.
Mm-hmm.
We never heard certain top players getting caught transferring.
No,
I don't want to throw anybody's name in the mix. I don't even want I don't. But I don't really understand where you're going, Lot. I do. Well, and so Dr. Love, that's my point, right? That's my point about transferring to a bigger scene. If GHSA rules allowed, would there be a bigger scene than Georgia? I could argue that there would not be.
No, it would. I mean, you would have DC, but I still think Georgia would be neck and neck with that. I don't think so. I don't. If there was a power conference and it allowed people to do what they wanted to do and move how they wanted to move, it'd be tough to compete with Georgia. Very tough. Very tough. But I mean, at this point, you lost so much talent.
It's hard to come back from that.
It's hard to come back. It's hard to come back from that.
It's hard to come back from that. The rules are where they are.
Correct.
The other thing that this tells me, and the reason why Kanye is here, the other thing that it tells me, I agree. Chicago Public League and DMV would always rival, but to me, Georgia with the training, with the facility, to me, the thing that I believe Georgia has a step up in over a lot of places are facilities. I don't know that too many people have a Beaufort High School.
No, that's why they always come to Lake Point for EYBL and Under Armour.
Yeah, I just don't know that people can rival Georgia facilities when it comes down to it. Like, I'll tell you a school that has a great gym that most people have never even been to. How many people have been inside Duluth High School?
Yeah. Well, we have.
Yeah.
That's a great gym.
It's a nice facility, yeah.
So,
and it doesn't get talked about it much, but yeah, it's nice. It's huge.
Much at all. Mm-hmm. Right? Wheeler, Campbell, right? The facilities here, I think, would kind of take it to the next level if you had a elite league and certain schools were allowed to recruit.
And the thing is, I don't even think if you had an elite league, I don't even think that you would have to recruit, because I think the parents would pick and choose.
Automatically come, yeah.
Go get it done.
Come. And I think that's the way it is in other places like DC. They already have the league, the private school league. So yeah, the coach is going to reach out to you maybe, but for the most part, shit, your kid is good enough to go to DeMatha or some of those places. Yeah, now some of the higher end guys are going to definitely get recruited. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, those parents are looking to move their kids to those schools.
100%. And Kyle, I agree with you, right? But like we said earlier in the show, the talent would match the facilities.
The talent would match.
Allowed schools to do what they needed to do.
The talent would match. The talent would match. Yeah. The talent. At that point, it would come down to coaching. You know what I'm saying? And style of play, and stuff like that. Because I mean, from the Atlanta teams I've seen that played other schools, in other states and stuff like that, other powerhouse schools, they don't always do that well.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I look at a school like Eagles Landing and the type of talent that they have, right? Beat Sandy Creek last year, right? Like, how many people have even know those guys? There's a lot of people. Those guys came out of nowhere last year because a lot of people just didn't know who they are. David Thomas has an LSU offer, way down in Eagles Landing, right? Like, if you pack that talent in, I think we get a few rare glimpses to see it. And we're going to talk about Freshman U coming up because that's one of those events where we get to see that talent packed in at a young age early on. I think On the Radar is having a camp as well this weekend, so we get a chance to see that talent packed in and what Georgia can look like at times. But we
Mhm.
never get to see that play out during a high school season because all the talent
At
scatters.
least.
Right?
Hold on, did you miss the news?
Which news?
I thought you had breaking news.
Yeah, you
I mean,
did.
well, the breaking news is that Kanye is recruiting players in Georgia.
Oh, okay.
That's the breaking news. I'm not announcing. I'm not saying nobody's name.
Why not?
Hey,
Just saying my business.
so I'm gonna ask you guys this: I'm pretty sure overtime will do well this year coming up. Do y'all see any more Georgia players going to overtime?
Yeah.
Yes.
There was more than wanted to go this year, but they ran out. I think they ran out of roster spots. Full.
Yeah. I think we'll see. It depending on what happens with Scooter Henderson, I think we'll see more players choose the G League Ignite option. At least when we're talking about
And here's the thing. Yeah, I would say I think it's a little different. Ignite, I think they more so are going to come after you, and you have to be higher up on the ranking system. Whereas overtime, I think overtime has gotten some guys that are in the middle of the rankings.
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
It's a little bit different. Now, I think the one thing with overtime is going to be, where are they going? Where is this going? Who are they playing? What's going to happen? Where they go next?
I think one thing that we have to look at too is that the image and likeness deals and that ability has changed the face of what basketball looks like.
Yeah.
And we're going to have to make some adjustments, right? Because, we're used to these kids having huge social media followings and we're telling them, hey, man, just work on your game. Stay off IG, stay off, YouTube, stay off social media, da. Well, what do you tell a kid when their social media could be worth $100,000, $200,000, $300,000? Right? We want them to focus, but at the end of the day, a kid's social media following could be worth more money than they'll ever make playing basketball.
Yeah.
I think that's a very real reality for some. I think we have to redefine what success looks like for a basketball player at this point. If you go to overtime, and I'm just throwing out a number, I don't have any specifics of anybody's deal. I do, but I would never say them here. So if you go to overtime and let's say you get 300,000, right? And then on top of that, you get a image and likeness deal that over the 2 years that you're at overtime or that you're there, you make another 200,000, right? How many college players ever see that type of money for playing basketball? Ever?
Not college players. They do when they turn pro.
If they turn pro, that's a small percentage of a college player.
You guarantee yourself that money already. So you're ahead of the curve for sure.
If you're a 3-star kid, 4-star kid, there's no guarantee that you're ever going to be a pro.
No, what's a good chance that you can play overseas?
Depending on what school you go to, depending on what numbers you
your career was,
Like how many 3-star kids go to college and average 10 points a game, 12 points a game?
It depends on where you go.
12 points a game. You're at 12 points a game in college. You're a pretty good player.
12
Yeah.
points a game at Division I level, you probably guaranteeing yourself to be able to go overseas at least. Yeah.
I don't know that, Bryce.
I put like this. You
They can only take two Americans per team.
you get a look.
They can only take 2 Americans per team.
You get a look.
You'll get a chance.
Not even overseas. You will get a look at some pro league. Maybe the ABA. It's different leagues, but I definitely think you'll get a look. It's no guarantee you'll go overseas. And if you do go overseas, you might not go to the top league.
Yeah, it may not go to the top league, right? But you'll get a chance.
All conference.
If you averaging 12 points a game, you should have some type of accolades in college, Division I level. You should be close to some accolades.
Y'all gonna make me pull up all the guys that average 12 points a game.
Nah, I don't agree with that. Right? Some type of accolade. I don't.
I'm not saying first team. I'm not saying first team. I'm saying you should have something.
Nah, because you can go. Let's let's say Bethune-Cookman. You if you averaging 12 points for Bethune-Cookman, you ain't really getting no accolade.
We did say it depends on what school you go to. If you go to Bethune-Cookman, you probably got to average 20.
Yes, you do. You got to be all conference.
If you go average 12 in the SEC, you probably gonna go.
Yeah, they're different. Yeah, but how many 3-stars may go to the ACC and stay in the ACC and be there for 4 years? It's possible.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely because we see like Adam Flagner, who first team preseason didn't have no stars.
And how many points he averaged last year? 14.
No, he averaged like 8, 9. Coming off the bench, he came off the bench. He didn't average a lot, but I think he played a vital role coming off the bench for.
I thought I saw something that he averaged like 12, 14 points last year. But he's definitely.
Look, my mom is here. Hey, Mom. Don't feed Lock no more.
Yo, that's Mom. Yo, what's up, Mama? Yo, I need a plate.
You ain't
on the south side, man. I need a plate.
I do want to talk about this basketball development piece, right? Because I have mixed feelings about this, right? Again, I want to make sure that we're looking at this from a lens of not just the top kids, because that's typically what we do, right? We don't talk about this, and I don't want to call out schools because I don't want to make a certain school feel bad, but there are a lot of low major Division I schools.
Yeah.
Right? That these kids could go to. Right? And do we not all know a lot of broke college students? Basketball players.
They still get
low major guys.
There's low major guys. They getting stipends though, Dre. They ain't broke.
How much is that stipend? $800 a month?
Yeah,
$600 a month?
Probably $900 to $1,200 a month, something like that.
It ain't 300,000.
Nah.
Definitely not.
Nah.
Right? Like, and then we got kids, and we talked about this before. There are kids that aren't being aggressive enough with what major they select when they go to college. Right? You can go and you can take exercise science, or you can take criminal justice, which is 2 degrees I see a lot of basketball players take. That's the only reason why I'm naming those things. But if you don't have a plan for what
college is one of them too.
Correct. If you don't have a plan for what you're going to do with that degree after you're done, right?
The thing is, all of them going to think they're going to make a career out of basketball. They think they're going to go overseas. They think they're going to make money. They're going to continue playing. They don't know that one day the basketball is going to go flat.
For sure. I think a lot of guys that go D1 feel that way. I'm going overseas because I went D1.
Definitely.
Nah, you got to play. You got to have stats.
You got to have stats and accolades.
Yeah, you got to have stats.
So I agree, Charlie. I do wanna see how they develop kids, but
I,
I do see the value of some kids being able to get a great financial start in life, and it's just up to those families and to understand the position that they're in and do the right thing with those finances after
I
that.
understand that
Can
Overtime
always go
Elite has Kevin Ollie as their head coach. Was
True. National champion.
Yeah, like the kids are gonna they are in good hands when it comes to basketball
very true,
development. So let's not forget about that.
very
They
true.
they
But
gotta
I'm gonna say this: just like there are some kids that aren't ready to handle the independence of college, that aren't ready to handle the independence of being a pro, there are going to be kids who aren't ready to handle the independence of being
and that's
on the league.
and John's comment is completely 100% true. There are kids that go to college and don't really honestly care about school, right? They just want to get a degree, but they're there to play basketball.
100%.
I mean, it is what it is, and they don't, and honestly, that's how they're treated. They don't have the kind of time or energy all the time to even study like that because they probably their body be hurting half the time, and they're trying to rest. You know what I mean? So,
For sure.
I mean, we gotta be honest here too, and like, yeah, they need to choose the major that they want to choose, but man, most people probably can't handle all that, right?
And I'm okay with that, B. Right? What I'm saying is for those kids, I feel like overtime elite is a valuable option.
I think, yeah. Hey,
Why not go pick up that check? You can go back to
Yeah,
school.
nah, you
Take
should
for real.
college later on. I
Yeah.
agree.
You can get that money, and then once you're done playing basketball, go join the military. You could do whatever it is you decide that you want to do instead of pretending that you want to be in college.
Nah, most definitely. Because I know a lot of people got mad at TJ Clark, but I was actually ecstatic. Like,
How you can't be mad at anybody, especially a black kid at the age of whatever young age they are and getting six figures. I'm sorry. That sounds ridiculous. You can't be mad at anybody for that.
you can't.
You can't, bro.
Hey, especially as an adult, you make 30,000.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like that's the craziest. That's the
You
craziest.
gotta relax.
And all you got to do is play basketball and play defense. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play hard.
Yeah.
You know, 2 years,
Can't be
try to
mad at
make the best out
anybody
of it.
for making that kind of money at such a young age. Like you said, Dre, you get it. Now you know how to, you gotta manage it and do what you got to do with it. But man, come on, man. He can go get that money, stack it, and then say, I don't want to play basketball anymore, and go to college and get a 4-year degree.
The thing is, ain't overtime paying for them to go to college or take classes.
I think so.
They're paying for them. They're not playing college ball, but they're still gonna be able to attend classes and get a degree. That's the part that I don't think a lot of people are talking about overtime.
I think they are, and I'm desperately trying to get the overtime interview set up. But I believe you're right, Locke. I think they are doing that.
So you're getting paid to play, and you're still getting paid for your degree. Like at the age of 17. Instead of you struggling being a regular college student.
And putting a lot of pressure on your parents.
Yes.
Who my mom, who's watching the show, knows how many times I call home asking for money.
And I feel like maybe not be on ESPN, but what overtime's going to do, you're going to have that media buzz. I follow overtime elite on social media. I see the things they're posting daily. You know, like I said, I'm
seeing a lot of workout vids.
Yeah, I'm gonna be at overtime elite basketball games like I'm at high school basketball games because, like you just saying, Dre, when can we see that much talent in one gym in the city? That's unheard of.
I'm waiting to see how this continues to change the game, right? And I'll get back to my Kanye point, right? People like Overtime Elite, the astute businessman that Kanye West is, they're doing this the same reason why any corporation would, because there's value. Right. One thing that I learned from work, I've worked for multiple Fortune 500s, a couple Fortune 100s in my life, multiple. And the one thing I learned that they don't do anything that doesn't have value, that doesn't make a return, right? There are a few things that they'll do just as a line item. This is a write off. This is like Nike, how Nike does with EYBL. There's marketing involved with it for them. It's a huge billboard. It's a party for them. But at the end of the day, it's a red line item for them, right? They're not really making money necessarily off EYBL. So I've seen companies do that. But for the most part, everything that a large corporation does, which Kanye West is a corporation, he's a legal entity in and of himself, they do it to make money. And I think we see so many companies that are jumping in this because there's money here. There's value in grassroots basketball.
Most
If
definitely.
if Kanye jumps out the gate with Donda Prep and their basketball team, and he got some high name, high profile guys, and they're wearing his Yeezy basketball shoe, it's going to go crazy.
Can you imagine the marketing that's going to be put around that team?
Dude,
Crazy. I'm talking
Crazy.
bananas.
it's gonna be.
You're going
Insane.
to be a star.
So those dudes now at that point in their life, they are set. Whoever's on that
You're
team,
going to be a rock star.
you're set. You're paid. Bag is on the way. And you will have unlimited supply of Yeezy and Adidas gear.
I think Bryce is making that up, but
Why would
But
you?
not even that. I just feel like so many
I would-
resources are you're gonna be able to connect with.
I agree with you, Bryce, but we got to be careful because we freestyling and people will come up and clip that.
Okay, yeah, I don't know that for sure. No, I haven't read any details, but I'm saying if you play on Kanye West team, I would think that you're going to have
You should get Yeezys.
your selection of Yeezy supply. If Kanye West stops in the gym and you can take a picture with him, you pretty much can probably ask him, can I change my basketball shoe up to the brown ones today?
I think it's just remarkable, right? Like I like to look at things like this because again, right, we can't assume that everything is going to remain the status quo, right? When something like this rocks the high school basketball, the grassroots world, right? You gotta imagine that to some degree, AAU could be next to some degree.
Yeah. If any rappers want to reach out, you know what I'm saying, let me know. Anybody.
But
This is a perfect example.
you know how we were talking about how it's with high school, I feel like it's hurting college basketball even more.
That's who was hurting. College basketball is about to suffer.
Yes.
They're suffering right now.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it was
Because they were too late in making their adjustments and not keeping up. They're behind the 8 ball.
I'm gonna say this, and I come from a time when college basketball was better than the NBA. Not
yes,
saying that the players
Yes.
were better, but it was a better
it
product.
was definitely more entertaining.
It was
Definitely.
a better product than the
Yeah,
NBA.
they're gonna be.
You don't have teams like the Fab Five anymore. You don't have Vince Carter and what's your name? I'm trying to think.
Antoine Jameson.
Antoine on the same team anymore.
I get that no more.
Yeah. Like I know it's funny you say that. You won't even get teams like with Devin Booker, Tyler Ulis, like that team there with that Kentucky squad winning, losing one game.
Kentucky never had no team like that no time soon. Not like
I
that.
will still say, Locke, that team wasn't as good as the '96 Kentucky team.
Before my time. Hell,
Who was on that team?
that's Jamal Mashburn.
Well, Derek Anderson.
Okay.
Derek Anderson, Tony Delk,
Tony Delk. Yeah.
Walter McCarty, all them dudes. Like
Hell.
it was a stick.
I feel like he just retired. When JJ Redick was when Duke, he ran college basketball.
Who, Kyle?
No, JJ Redick.
Yeah. JJ Redick was a star in college.
You got JJ Redick. You got what's his name? Fredette.
JJ Redick was a superstar.
I go back a lot farther than that. I go back to, like you said, 1990 UNLV one of the best team, probably the best college basketball team I've ever watched. Stacey Augmon, Larry Johnson, Greg Anthony. Like I go back to the Arkansas teams, 40 Minutes of Hell, like
Yeah.
Lee Marbury, Todd Day, like those guys were mega stars, bro. Like, and
But
every
they
team
deserve,
had
they deserve to be paid too,
they did. They 100% did.
No, they most definitely did.
and
Yeah.
they weren't.
I was happy to see Penny Hardaway leave Memphis. I was thrilled. I couldn't wait for Penny Hardaway to leave Memphis. I was tired of losing. But you know, I go back to Virginia Tech having Bimbo Coles, Clarence Witherspoon being in Southern Mississippi, Gerald Honeycutt being at Tulane. Like I go back to that level where there were so many teams that had pros on those college teams, and you don't see that. Like now you see college teams that are winning that don't even have pros on their team.
They don't. You know what? You're at you. It's funny. The teams that are losing, they like the team. They have the one and dones. Like okay, Evan Mobley at USC.
Yes.
I know we're on the East Coast, but how many of y'all really just tapped in watching Evan Mobley in USC basketball?
I have.
I did watch when I did watch games last year. I did watch them.
Okay,
I like their team.
I did. Period.
I watched them. I love watching. Like
I can't say like it wasn't like how I used to be though. I wasn't like every time they on TV like we locked in. It's, you know what I'm saying?
I haven't watched USC since OJ Mayo.
I caught some of their games being up late. I'm not gonna lie.
I watched USC. I watched UCLA on a yearly thing.
The only team last year that
I don't watch any of those pack. I don't watch much.
But see, you know what's funny? I watch more mid-major games now.
yes,
Yeah.
that's where the best players are. I mean, hoopers, right? Like there are big names at the high major schools. Don't get me wrong. I'm not, but
That's where the sleepers are that we don't know about coming out of high school.
No, most
We
definitely.
don't know about all the dudes in the mid-major programs that are like. I saw a video of a dude other day on Instagram, a 6'6" wing that goes to Stetson. We don't know him, but he's tough. That's what mid-major basketball is. So
sure. But you haven't watched USC since Lil Romeo.
With DeMar DeRozan. Exactly.
Facts.
I watch college basketball.
Bryce probably watch more college basketball than I do. I think now
I watch more college basketball than anybody. Honestly,
he watches a lot of. Yeah, I will give Bryce credit for that.
You probably watch more Division I basketball than college basketball.
I mean, if we're talking about on TV, then yeah, that's what's on TV.
That but I think college basketball is going to continue to unless they can even the playing field with image and likeness deals, and they can get it together when it comes to that. But you're still not going to beat these guys not wanting to go to school.
A lot of the recruitment from those mid majors are going to come from the junior colleges now.
Yeah, but you know, is it even though it's suffering, we see big things happening. Like Jaden Bradley just went to Alabama. Yeah. That was huge.
Alabama probably secured him an NIL deal that was equivalent to whatever else he was going to get.
Like that's huge. Getting the number one point guard in the nation to your school.
Arkansas just signed a 5-star kid too.
Yeah,
like, commitment from a 5-star kid. Duke is still doing well.
Duke is doing well. Kentucky, somebody else has a good class too. Memphis had a good class this year. Somebody else has
like Memphis getting money base. That's huge.
That's huge. Memphis is loaded.
Memphis is loaded. I looked at Memphis's roster yesterday. Sheesh.
Yeah. So is Memphis going to be the next great team to watch this year?
We'll see. It's so hard. You know, that's the thing though, Locke. We're only going to get to watch them for one season. We get to watch them for 6 months.
Well,
and that's it.
I just okay, but
I mean, that's what any college team.
well,
Right?
no, I think Imani Bates.
No, we got to watch the Fab Five longer than that.
I thought Imani Bates gonna be there for 2 years.
I mean, if Imani Bates draft stock go up, why would he stay?
Right. These guys are gone.
I think it's an age thing.
Oh, he's got to be 2 years removed from. He might have to.
Yeah, I think so to be in Memphis for 2 years.
It was 1 year. It was 1 year removed
I mean,
from high school.
but regardless, that team, we're not going to see that team right for 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, no, you're not. Jalen Duran is gone.
Yeah, we got to see the Fab Five for 2 years, 2 seasons.
You're not getting 2 years out of them. Too much money now.
You know, I don't think we're going to see that.
And that's why I say mid-major basketball, because you know those guys. Think about it. I watched Isaiah Miller with North Carolina Greensboro for 4 years.
Yes.
So you knew he was coming back, and every time he came back, he got better and he was more entertaining.
Going to put on a show for sure. For sure. College basketball has a college basketball reminds me of GHSA. The tea leaves were all around you, right? Like the writing is on the wall, right? Either you can do something about it, you can act, right? But not making a decision is also making a decision. And that's what the NCAA did for 30 years, right? They could have locked this up. In the meantime, the NBA became the mainstay for basketball and the most popular game in town, right? But that wasn't the way.
What it appears to be now is college basketball was, for the most part, very stable in the sense that you knew how kids were going to get recruited, they were going to commit, and they were going to stay in college for most of them 2 to 3, and then try to make a move to the league. It appears now that the NBA has become a more stable situation.
Yes.
In the sense that you know, not in the sense that you know what you're watching day in and day out. That's what I mean. With college basketball, we don't know what we're about to watch. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like it's gonna change so much.
I'm going to tell you something else that I'm seeing, right? Again, writing on the wall is going to make it difficult for the NCAA. If you notice, the WNBA has been slowly, year over year, picking up steam. And the league is getting better and better, right? I don't think that they've reached, we talked about it during the Kennesaw State interview. They were on fire when the league first.
Oh yeah, that shit. There was, man.
It was crazy. Like we was locked in.
They had stars, like she said. Yeah.
I feel like they're slowly getting back to that point, right? The league is getting better and better every year. It's being marketed better and better every year. The ratings are going up. I just saw something that
they're getting more TV games on ESPN too.
Right now, I just saw read something that the ratings are as high right now as they've ever been for that league. If the NBA is able to do that with the G League, right, and the G League becomes more than just the Ignite team, but more of a breeding ground for great players. Because I got a chance to watch the G League a lot because Kobe Simmons was playing there, so I tried to catch Kobe as much as I possibly could. It's good basketball getting played in the G League.
It's some hoopers in the G League now. There's some hoopers in the G League.
Yeah,
when Cook went to the G League and got with MVP, right, and then bounced up, and he's been in the league ever since.
Yep.
Hell, it's a couple of it's guards. There's players in the G League. Hell, it's even
guards. You got that right, like it's guards.
It's guards
in the G League, bro.
It's guards, man. Like, man, what's your guard that came out of Louisville? Peyton Silva?
Silva was in the G League for a minute.
Dude.
Like I said, Kobe Simmons played against the Ignite team, 27 points, 10 assists. Like, there's people that we forget about.
He dropped 27 on Ignite and didn't get.
But that tells you how hard it is to get in the league.
Oh, yeah, and political.
If you remember Pierre Jackson, that played at Oregon,
Oh man,
G League
gorilla,
nuts.
gorilla.
In the G League going nuts.
That dude was a gorilla.
That don't surprise me.
Nah, yeah, that don't. Nah, Tukey Brown is a problem.
I
Hey,
hope we
man.
get paid. I hope we getting paid great over there.
Tukey Brown is probably making a lot of money overseas. A lot.
But you know what though was crazy? Why we haven't seen Tukey in the summer league yet?
That's true.
You know, he could be in this. He could be. You know, he could be satisfied with his situation. Like, man, I'm making.
No. Nah, I don't give a fuck what you saying.
I'm just saying.
But if the summer league give you a contract,
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
you're gonna go.
I'm gonna tell you where else I want to see.
Some league contract, like that shit ain't a lot of money though.
Bro, it's an opportunity to get to the NBA. You're not saying no to no summer league team.
Has Tukey Brown played in it?
He probably played in it already. AEBL? No, I don't know.
I would love to see that.
I think he have.
That would be a show. I would love to see that.
I think he have. Like, there's so many people playing the G League. I mean, in that AEBL, like Al Durham played in it. Davion Smith was in it because he played on Lou Will team. Like, it's so Ashton Hagens.
I'll be playing it.
I am.
But I definitely like, man, Tukey don't get enough credit in this state.
For sure. But yeah, guys, that's the main thing that I wanted to talk about tonight was like whether we like it or not, right? This game that we love and this area that we love, it's changing.
It's changing like
Quickly.
Man, you know, I was telling a parent today. It's like, you know how at one point and one ran basketball at a point.
Yes.
Like you said, and one was bigger than the NBA, in my opinion, at a certain time, 99, 2000, 2001. I feel like overtime is going to be maybe one day be bigger than college basketball.
And one's explosion kind of coincided with an NBA lockout too, because if you remember, guys like KD was out playing at Rucker.
At Rucker, yeah.
At that time, so it kind of came at the right time.
Not even that. Kobe went to the Drew League that summer.
Yeah,
like, the street ball scene hit it. Like, it's going to be different, man. It's going to be different, but I'm excited.
I am too. I can't wait to see what it, but you know, I am always a person that I guess being IT, you get so used to change. The only constant is the fact that things change every day.
Then you just have to adapt.
That is the only constant. So, yeah, I'm happy for it. I think GHSA can stop the bleeding a little bit, but I don't think they will.
No.
Right? I mean, we're still talking about the governing body that took how many years to get a shot clock? So,
I don't think Georgia. I don't think they're interested in it. They're probably happy that over these leagues are coming and taking some of the players out, so it puts the focus back on football.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. GHSA cares nothing about basketball. The only thing they care about is football. I'm with you, bro.
They're probably not worried about it too much.
I'm with you. College basketball still going to be top dog. College basketball hasn't been top dog in a while. To me.
Yeah, college basketball it's overtime got a long way to go before they can be in NCAA basketball, but they could. I think overtime could be similar to and one.
I think John is making
because the only reason I say that, how many? Okay, put it like this: I know when I was a kid, at a point in your time, you would rather join and one than may play college or go to the NBA at a certain point in your life if you grew up in that era.
Yeah.
Because you knew you had a better chance with playing for and one than maybe playing Division I college ball or going to the NBA because they ran the streets.
Hey, listen, man. We just had the best player, our only lock, McDonald's All-American, right? He was going to be the most celebrated player in the state. go to the G League,
Exactly.
forego his senior year of high school, forego the opportunity to go to college to go to the G League. Players that have that option. I agree. The NCAA has way more money. We're going to quickly see how interested they are in sharing that money. We're going to find out real quick. Those TV deals have been paying the NCAA billions of dollars.
Mhm.
So I agree. They can wow. That's flagrant. I can't even post that. That is flagrant.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That is flagrant. Y'all getting wild in the comments again.
Bar hell.
That, I think it got watered down. I think when they start going and having tryouts and there's always new people and all that, it kind of got watered down.
And they got bought out by new owners.
For sure. Change the whole model.
Change the whole model, yeah, most definitely.
But yeah, we're gonna see, right? The NCAA has been trying to get around. I think even the image and likeness deals was the NCAA's way to get around profit sharing with the players. And I challenge you guys, go hit Google and go look at the profit sharing checks for these schools in these conferences. Go look at what the SEC passes around to each school for profit sharing. The ACC, see what they pass around. The Pac-12, see what they pass around for profit sharing every year. It's hundreds of millions of dollars.
Hey, I got a good question for you guys. Who will have impact on college basketball since Zion? Who is next to have that impact? Because you remember when Duke played, no one missed Zion's games.
I thought it was going to be Ant-Man. It just wasn't.
What's wrong with the Georgia?
Emoni Bates could have it, but not sure.
Colin had a big impact on college basketball. People weren't trying to miss his game.
Nobody was missing Colin. Emoni Bates could be. I don't know if he's not.
I feel like Emoni Bates, yeah, but
he's not gonna be as big as Zion, no.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like, who's gonna be that next guy?
It may not be anybody this year. It may just be solid basketball. And it may not be a super superstar like Zion in college.
Yeah.
Takes a lot to be that guy. You got to be better than good, right? You have to have that. You got to have that superstar feel. Yeah, a lot of kids don't have it.
Man, on his shoes.
These dudes, man. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all in the comments, man. I hope y'all doing good.
Hey,
hey, do me a favor, guys. Make sure y'all go check out the interview with Kennesaw State that we did. We did the men's and the women's head coach.
Great interviews
over at Kennesaw State. It was a great time. We got more planned. We got more coming. So, but definitely want y'all to check that out. We got a lot coming. So, we'll be out this weekend. There's a lot going on.
Oh shit.
Hey man, a lot tripping, bro. Hey, lot Bryce, y'all want to tell them where y'all at this weekend, man? We got a lot of events going this weekend.
You go, Bryce.
Well, I'm just working. So, my plan was to slide over to West Georgia and watch a lot of those games because we got a lot of kids playing. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to get to it. We'll see.
You will, because I think we ended the on the radar count around 3:30.
It depends.
So
yeah, and then I'm working on the radar Saturday, and then I'm working Fresh View on Sunday. So.
Hey, Dr. Love, I hope you watched it, man. Go watch it, bro.
He commented on the the interview and said, "Oh, y'all doing in-person interviews, huh?" I think that was Dr. Love who commented that.
Yo, I'm looking forward to seeing them, man. I got a ton of freshmen, a ton of good freshmen, man, and I got freshmen all over the state and I got freshmen from out of state in Alabama. Got some 6, 8s coming from Tennessee and South Carolina. I got a top freshman that people been they call him C Note out there at Holy Innocents. So it's definitely going to be some top kids, and you know how I do. I'm dropping the team list tomorrow.
Finally, I've been waiting for that shit. Like, damn, bro, when you gonna drop the team list?
Man, I had to get my.
I ain't want to ask in the group chat, but I'm like, damn,
you know, I put that sold out sign, man. My phone been blowing up like crazy, man.
I know how y'all do. Drop the sold out sign.
Hey, I just want y'all to know, man. I am your plug to get you in the freshman U. It's gonna be $350. It's sold out event, but we're gonna make extra space for you. It's gonna be $350. Hit my line first. You cash out me the $350, and then I'll give Locke whatever he needs to get.
Hey, and that's not gonna guarantee you a shirt. I'm gonna get you a highlight tape. It's definitely not gonna guarantee you a shirt.
But no, it's gonna be great though, right? Like OTR having their camp this weekend. Freshman U, I think OTR is on Saturday. Freshman U on Sunday.
Both at Hiram, right?
Yeah, both are at Hiram.
Both events at Hiram High School. I'll be at the JUCO event all day.
I'll be there Saturday evening. I'll definitely be there Saturday evening.
Out at West Georgia. So it just, again, it shows how great Georgia basketball is, right? So got some great events coming up. Next weekend is gonna be the same thing. Chris Watkins' event is coming. The high school, he's having a high school jamboree, which I think is a great idea. So be on the lookout. Next couple of weeks, we're gonna be locked in.
No, we definitely, man, it's a ton of good basketball going on. Like, I'm definitely looking forward to this JUCO event because even though I'm not gonna catch a lot of games, it's gonna be a ton of good prep schools.
Yep,
it's gonna be a ton of players from Georgia on these JUCO teams. Like,
for sure.
From the Canes, we got multiple players. Mundre, you got a kid at Albany Tech. You got a couple guys out there from Man Up.
Columbia too.
Yeah. Oh, Columbia's gonna be there. You got Columbia from Tennessee. Like, it's gonna be a ton of Georgia guys that we watched in high school at this JUCO event this Saturday.
For sure. It's gonna be great basketball.
I heard there's gonna be a lot of coaches in there too.
Dude, like, this is the live period. Like,
I heard it's gonna be some big time schools in that thing. They hit my line. Well, somebody hit my line and told me they were gonna.
No, it's definitely gonna be a ton of talent, man. And just it's gonna be a lot of, like,
damn, I guess I gotta use my paycheck from Lock Camp to fill up my truck to get out to West Georgia. Shit.
Oh, that my check comes Sunday. That's Sean check Saturday.
Yeah. Sean, yeah. That's gonna cost me almost a full tank to get there and back, probably.
Hey, man, it's gonna be worth it, man. You gotta go support your guys, man. What you always say, East Georgia Canes.
I gotta check and see what's going on at home. We'll see.
It's definitely gonna be a ton of talent, man. You know, I think Chris Watkins and Corey Black really do a good job putting those JUCOs and prep schools out there, because I don't feel like, nobody tweets on JUCO hoops like that as much.
There's only a few accounts that do Twitter that tweet on JUCO basketball, like JUCO Advocate and stuff like that. Not a lot of them.
Great display, I think. It's gonna be great basketball.
No, it definitely is. Man. West Georgia's a nice campus as well. Everybody keeps saying what they got. Hey, you can bring them. They play that fee.
Hey, I'm tripping on a 5'9" power forward, a 5'5" small forward. Yeah, send those to Lock.
You can put it on my team. It's gonna be a fee though. If you want to be coached by me, you already know that.
Hey, I got Bryce mic'd up this
legendary status, man. If you want him on my team, shit, it's gonna cost you.
Oh, Bryce, you can't be cussing out nobody kid. You mic'd up.
I'm gonna cuss somebody out.
But mic'd up, man. I'm mic'd up this week.
Somebody gonna get cursed out Sunday, bro.
I'm finna
get back on defense.
I'm finna be. Now, I'm not the first camp to do this, but of course, I'm finna have coaches mixtapes.
Wow.
Yeah, that was insane.
Wow. Hey man, I'm ready. I'm ready for Bryce.
I'm about to have coaches mixtape.
I'm definitely playing Bryce's mixtape on the show.
Let
It's gonna
me-
be
That's hey,
my
so
outfit. Let me plan with shoes I'm gonna wear.
that's gonna we're gonna shake the room this weekend, man. Just give it a different type of feel.
Hey, man, that's our show for tonight, man. We appreciate y'all for locking in with us. Appreciate y'all. Who playing football tonight?
I want to say Jacksonville and their quarterback from Clemson is
Ew.
struggling in the NFL right now.
You.
Yes, he is.
How's your Washington football team doing?
We won and two. We won
I
and
ain't got a
two.
name yet, Bryce.
We better without a name though, bro. Honestly, I don't even want a name. Don't know name.
Hey, what you guys have to do, maybe because we can't do it these next 2 weekends because we're in the gym. The HBCU football comes on ESPN.
I be watching it.
I watch Alcorn versus
I watched Jackson State and somebody like 2 weeks ago.
yeah. It's definitely some great football.
Yeah, I be watching it sometimes.
Gotta show HBCU some love. I'm waiting on basketball season, man.
Oh yeah, man. I'm
gonna be on go this year, boy.
Couple more
Oh.
weeks, baby.
the
Y'all might
D2.
see me in Chicago. You might see me in South Carolina,
Hey,
North Carolina.
he go all those areas, but don't go out to 285.
Yeah.
Hey, Bryce, let's hit City
Friends
of
and
Palm.
family list. I'm going, huh?
Let's hit City of Palm.
My friend actually wanted to go to City of Palms before COVID, so that's not a bad idea. Let's talk about that offline.
I want to hit City of Palm.
Let's talk about that. Yeah,
All right.
that makes about
I'm
that.
not going to City of Plum. It ain't no nightlife down there. So y'all can have that.
Nightlife everywhere, my guy.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of nightlife.
Nah, it's no nightlife period at City of Palms.
You gotta
Period.
You gotta bring them to the hotel.
So all right, yeah.
Hey, man, I'm out of here, man.
They got a hotline. They give you a card, and you just call them through to come to the room.
Man, this man
Hey,
think
look.
he can be calling back page. They don't back page don't work no more.
Hey, man, get your fans off the line, bro.
They probably got mullet. They probably got mullets and shit like that.
Look.
You can get them in
My
there.
boy say you got a back page account.
Hey, man, we out. Love the game. Appreciate y'all.